So let's talk about how to handle family toxic relationships, especially from your in-laws. Because as a man of the household, when you first get married, you want to establish some rules, you want to have some boundaries, and you want to build your marriage the right way. But you've got in-laws who stress you out, who don't bring value to the table, who has negative energy, and always brings up drama. And that can be hard to deal with because you're just trying to be yourself. You're trying to just provide for your wife and live your life. And then when you look at your other relationships that you have outside of that dynamic, it's healthy. You've got peace, no stress. You got family with not bringing you this kind of drama or negativity. You've got great friends in your life, and your life is good. You got none of these issues going on. Well, if you're going through this process, the first thing I would say is ignore them. Don't overreact. Do not defend yourself because the person who's living with you knows your character. You let your wife defend you. Why should you waste your time trying to prove something to somebody you never really knew before? Just because they're quote unquote family doesn't mean they have that title. Think of it like an employer where you've got to do your job correctly or you're going to get fired. Well, those same principles apply to family as well. Because if you're not going to act as a good human being, if you're not going to treat me with respect, how can I call you family? Because there's expectations attached to that. And we don't live up to those expectations. Well, guess what? I can't get along with you. I'm not going to be around you much. So, the most important thing you want to do is stay busy, focus on your career. And if you got somebody distracting you, block them, stay away, and don't respond to their drama. Because if you get in a position where you're defending yourself, well, guess what? They can use that word against you and tell that to their other family members. And now you're seen as something that you don't want to portray yourself as, but you've gotten yourself in a situation where, you've got this image that isn't true, but you want to defend yourself. And that's not a good idea. You don't have to do that. Because I think, you know, you should focus on your life. You should focus on keeping your boundaries, right? Because I think what you can do is not what I think is what you should do. Establish your own boundaries and let them know that, hey, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this. And listen, you can still talk to my wife, and that's healthy. You should let them still talk to your spouse, but there's going to be boundaries here and lay it out. If they don't like it, that's not your problem. These are your boundaries because you need your peace so you can provide for your wife, so you can continue to level up as a man, and you don't need this distraction and this burden weighing you down. I know there's, in our culture say, well, family's family. Well, I mean, you still got to live up to that title. You can go find friends who feel like family. That's not hard to do. It's not easy because you want to have good relationships with your in laws. But if they're toxic and they're negative, shut them out. Don't even pay attention to them. Don't give them energy because at the end of the day, it's not your problem. Don't publicize it on social media. If you need to talk to somebody, do it in private outside of just your wife and make sure you can trust them. Don't just tell everybody your business. It's not a good idea. Obviously it can be hard to deal with, but if you can find this healthy boundary where you can stay away, and I'll give you a good example. Let's just say the holidays are around, and let's just say your wife has a sister or a brother, and they have their own house, and they want you to come over for the holidays, but you got beef with this person. You don't really talk to them. You don't have a relationship. Well, I would advise don't go because here's the thing: they're going to have their own rules and regulations. You're going to their tour, their territory. So let's just say it's at the grandmother's house who you have a good relationship with, or the grandfather, or the dad. You guys are cool. You guys are great, and they show up. That's a better situation because that's their household. So they won't likely act out because they don't want to make a scene. If they do, the dad or the grandfather, grandmother are going to check them, and you're not left vulnerable having to defend yourself because you could easily do that. So again, there's nothing wrong with boundaries. And again, be cordial when you do see them. Be nice and say, "Hey, this is what I will tolerate," and that's it. If they don't like it, don't worry about it. It's not your problem. You can't fix everybody. That's impossible. You shouldn't even try to fix them because again, you're wasting energy. That's the biggest thing. Is like if you're trying to please these in-laws, you're gonna get nowhere. You're gonna waste all this time when you should be focused on your own dreams and goals and just being productive and minding your business. It's so powerful to just not be a busybody and just be focused on your own craft and your career and not give yourself time to, even consider what they're thinking or doing. As a man, is it easy? No, but don't be ashamed to have your own boundaries. Communicate that with your wife. Be very thorough, be strong, and don't give them energy. That's most important. Don't have these long text message battles. That's really immature. Don't, talk about them on social media or speak about them in third person. Just don't do any of that. It's just not good. It's very unhealthy because now you still give them power over you. If you got toxic family members, establish the boundaries. Make sure you're a strong man, that you mean business. And if they don't like it, hey, you're here to take care of your family. And that's what's important. As long as your wife supports you and loves you and you guys got a healthy relationship, that is all that matters at the end of the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Love to hear your thoughts on how you've dealt with toxic family relationships. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.